Welcome back. I knew you'd come back to the ever so lovely host, Peter Mann of Man Cinema Reviews. What's up, y'all? Today we're covering the epic final installment of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. But before we get to that epicness, we got to take care of some business. And that's business as usual. You got to press like, remember to subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well to notify you of any and all reviews to this channel. Thank you very much for choosing Man Cinema Reviews. Famed archaeologist Indiana Jones is called to retrieve Archimedes' dial, an ancient relic that can change the course of history as we know it. Alongside this crusade is Indiana Jones's goddaughter, Helena, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. The two will go against former Nazi Jürgen Voller, played by Mads Mikkelsen, who is now working for NASA. So this is the last and final installment in the Indiana Jones epic tale. But we do not have Steven Spielberg nor George Lucas. However, we still do have John Williams' wonderful score that plays beautifully in the background, giving you that essence, giving you what fans just crave for, just the nature of an archaeologist who is a hero and stands for justice in protecting the American history, usually against Nazis. And that's what we have here as well. All the elements that made great for the initial trilogy is back in full form, and better than its predecessor that was directed by Steven Spielberg, The Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls. Now, fans were divided, and sure, that ending was very bizarre and left field. However, James Mangold is a director who is criminally underrated. This man has dabbled into differing variety of genres with the thriller / horror identity. He had his western with 3:10 to Yuma. He's dabbled in comic book films recently with The Wolverine and Logan. And now he wants to just bring the essence of Steven Spielberg and George Lucas's story of famed archaeologist Indiana Jones. And Harrison Ford is back at a seasoned age of 80, and you just gotta give this man his flowers. It's amazing that he comes back in career favorite roles with Han Solo, with the Star Wars films, and now he comes back with the fedora and the whip playing Indiana Jones. Now, like I said, he is at his 10-year retirement from being a professor, and he meets up with his goddaughter, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Now, I know that a lot of criticisms go towards these two dynamics and how just different the character Helena is than Indiana Jones. It almost feels like she doesn't care nor respect him at first. However, she's just trying to pave her own path, and very much so in the manner of Indiana Jones. So I don't get the criticisms. I do like how dynamic she is. I know that she is not squeaky clean. She was engaged to a mobster figure that gets a brief cameo appearance and is easily forgotten. A lot of things are brought up, a lot of side characters. Boyd Holbrook as a henchman to the wonderful Mads Mikkelsen, and a very forgettable character. However, I feel like James Mangold really plays it safe, and I think Harrison Ford being at the seasoned age, what more can you get out of Indiana Jones at this stage? It's set in the 60s, and we do get this incredible opening with the de-aging of Harrison Ford, very much looking like he did in the early 80s, playing the titular character. However, the CGI is not really effective. I think a lot of it takes place at night, and the de-aging really shows its flaws, especially when there's a lot of movement and a lot of talking involved. Toby Jones plays Phoebe Waller-Bridge's dad. There's that connection. Even though we haven't seen this character in previous Indiana Jones films, he's supposed to be this very pivotal character. So much so that he was the godfather to this man's daughter. And again, when they show up together, they're really at odds. They're not playing against each other as effectively and naturally as you would like. It doesn't come until the very end, literally at the third act. And I think that progression really could have been a lot more effective if it was very natural from the start. But again, their character arc doesn't really become believable and come to fruition until that final act. And there's some things that I liked about the final act, and there's some things that I did not like. And that just goes with the decisions that the screenwriters, a plethora, there's at least 4 listed here, especially David Koepp, a collaborator of differing directors, very much noticeable with Brian De Palma. However, I feel like there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and I feel like, did fans really clamor for this? Did they feel like that this was the natural progression of the character? It feels like Indiana Jones should be going out with a magnificent bang, but it more feels like a competent, very well shot whimper. I think James Mangold is definitely the director that's right for the job. I think he brings his sensibilities. I think this film is shot beautifully. I think it brings the essence of a Indiana Jones film, but the pacing is a little disjointed at times, and I feel like characters are just afterthoughts. Antonio Banderas feels more like a glorified cameo, and I feel like it just doesn't feel like it comes together to fruition to magnificent grand heights. I'm just very indifferent with this film. Will I revisit this film? Perhaps. But I don't think that it's one of the series' strongest films. And it's just more right down the middle of, of the series. So with that, I will give Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny a 2.5 stars. I'm literally, splitting hairs with this film. I think it's competently made, but do I feel like it was riveting? Do I feel like it was interesting? Was I invested with the film? Not really, and that's just very unfortunate. Thank you very much for choosing Manson Reviews, and be looking forward to more reviews coming soon. This is a stacked summer. A lot of good things coming in this month for sure. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.